laut aufzeichnen. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Sanderlinche, come on.
Well, I should do it also now?
Boom!
Good evening, good evening, good evening. In the evening.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Okay, sweethearts, whatever. I'm so happy to be here with you. Well, Zanderlinchen, we have apparently Emmeline on the show.
Yes.
Boom!
What a beauty.
Ooh.
What a beauty.
Wow.
The
Here,
hardest working guy in non-duality land. I love it.
This is woo, woo, Emmy, what you are doing there. Really unbelievable. What happened with the followers number? These are kind of exploding.
Someone is sharing it. People are sharing it. That's basically
beautiful,
it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe because also of this cooperation with those guys, Josh, or who was it? You know,
yeah. It's getting to a different audience, right? So it's good. Yeah. It's
kind of because I checked Josh. I like him. I saw the
he's
talk.
great.
He's kind of also. It's also
he's
kind
a
of a
great guy.
teaching, right? Also kind of a teaching.
Not really. You know what I'm saying? He's not really. It's more of inquiry, right? But not really.
Okay.
It doesn't matter anyway. Teacher, no teacher.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I also like him very much. And yeah, and the other guy, it was you did something together with them. Was it kind of a retreat or what was it?
It was just a panel with different people, right? So
A meeting.
It was just 4 different non-duality speakers.
Yeah.
And it was quite neat actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
it was quite neat.
Was it recorded? Is it going to be published?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's in YouTube already.
Where?
But I just got asked to participate in it, so it's not. I don't have the recording. It's in Josh's website, I think, on his YouTube.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So Emmy,
I love this openness, right? Because for quite a while there was just this barriers, you know. How come there could be division in non-duality? Why is it like that? Because even any sharing, you know what I'm saying, is just a sharing, and all words are relevant anyway. It doesn't really matter if teaching, no teaching. So there's just this openness and gladness for that, right? So there's still a speaking that is very direct, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, you know, like I was looking back at my old videos and it's the same thing. It's always what's being expressed is it's already the case, no matter what.
Exactly.
Well, Emmeline, exactly. It's already the case, no matter what. Here, you and Xander Lynchen apparently are exactly, you know, direct, straight ahead. There is no getting it wrong. no getting it wrong, getting it right. It's kind of love it. And okay. And the rest is history. Oh yeah, beautiful Emmeline. So here, one thing popped up. What about your book?
It's finished. It's just getting formatted. One is already formatted. You know what? It's just there's no rush really, right?
Yeah, I know, but
there's no rush.
But it's ready, right? It's ready.
Ileana finished the editing, and the transcription was done by Ron, and then it was supposed to be formatted, and it's already formatted. I'm just waiting. Maybe, you know what? There's no rush for it. I'm just super busy. That's why.
Okay, but it's ready.
Busy. It's ready. Yeah, it's already done completely. There's a second one actually that it's already done too.
So your first bookie, Emmeline, the cover which I saw with the with a whale, you know, and this beautiful, fantastic thing there. This is the first.
There's a coyote, right? There's a whale, there's a DJ, there's a tree.
Why whale? Because you lived somewhere where?
When I was a spiritual seeker, one of the nighttime dream that I had was there was a whale that I was in the middle of the ocean on a canoe or a boat or something, and then the whale ate me whole and took me to the depths of the ocean. And that was the deepest peace. It was like a glimpse in a nighttime dream, right? So I started looking for the whale. I even have it tattooed on my arm, you know, and you can see it.
Yeah. Oh, show me.
Yeah,
Is this a whale?
Yeah, it's a whale. Yeah.
Oh, how sweet is this?
Yeah. So been looking for that peace. It's part of the seeking story, right? So I went into when I stepped down as a spiritual teacher, I got that tattoo while I was into heavy seeking, and I went to this beautiful island, and exiled myself for a couple of years, hoping to see the whale, because that was the hope that I was waiting for. And then one day I was walking down, and there was a beached whale dead. So
Oh,
that was
Really?
the end of, yeah. There's a
wow.
lot of whales that, you know, beach themselves and
Yeah.
everything, right? So that was almost the end of hope. There was a glimpse of freedom again. It was so dark, right? Because you see this whale rotting in the middle of
Yeah.
the in an island.
In the
And
middle of paradise.
in the middle of paradise, there was a dead whale. But at the same time, it was kind of like at the end of hopelessness, there's freedom. At the end of hope, there's freedom.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah. So
Emmeline, this
no
was,
more fantasizing about
yeah,
one day my spirit
yeah.
animal will save me
One
because it's a
day, one
part.
day, one day,
One day, it
one
was
day,
dead.
whatsoever, one day, you know, this is actually in this, I very much, when I heard some non-dual speakers with
Yeah,
this hopelessness, it's
yeah,
hopeless already. And
yeah,
this was like for me, oh yes, yes, you know,
yeah,
normally you don't want to listen to this.
yeah.
And this
Well,
was
it's the
exactly, yeah.
no. Go ahead, go ahead. Sorry,
And
I
no, no
interrupted
problem,
you.
no problem. Just feel free to boom out.
No,
This
no,
this
no.
was really the kind of the he was under Lynch and is like laughing. This was kind of the key word here. It's
Mm,
hopeless, but in a sense of it's free already. You're
yeah,
done already. That's it already. What are
yeah.
you waiting for? To get the story better? You know, this is here. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love the paradox of. I usually try to say because you know I want to say something but I forget it, but this time I did not. So it's the paradox of hopelessness versus hopefulness. It's the paradox, right? Because it is hopeless, but there is a seeming hopefulness in the
Yeah.
hopelessness. And it positions the opposites, the dichotomy into whatever this
Beautiful.
is. Yeah,
Emmeline, and now here, um, this contrast, this paradox,
yeah,
hopelessness, hopefulness.
yeah,
Let us now take this, it's energetic.
yeah.
What is this? It's energetic. It's hurt when it's hurt.
You can't even call it that because that seems to create an idea that there's something that needs to be felt as an energetic or something that
Felt
needs to be
like because
experienced.
we are kind of okay, I have to feel the energy in this, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this
How come I have
freedom
a
to feel it.
contracted, you know, or
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
which
yeah.
becomes another indoctrination of something that
Another,
seemingly have been learned from, you know, passed on knowledge, basically, right? So a lot of seekers are using this passed on knowledge as their reality. Then they
Yes.
wait for the
yeah.
next, they wait for the when is this boundless energy going to come to me that everybody seems to be talking about, which becomes another gatekeeping.
Carrot,
Yeah.
another
Yes,
carrot.
another carrot. And then there's an authority figure that will say it over and over and over again and it gets
Exactly.
indoctrinated. So
Yes. Beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry, Sander.
No, but it's just exactly, you know, it becomes just another thing which is objectified, you know. So waiting for this energetic feeling to come. And
Exactly.
if it's not, you know, that's the next thing. It's just another thing, you know, waiting. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no escaping either. But yeah, when this is mentioned and well, it's energetic, then there seems to be, well, when does it happen for me then? When will this energetic explosion happen in me? So it's just the next thing.
And then
I
20
mean,
years later, you're still waiting for that energetic thing because now there is a belief in the words that's being passed on as absolute. And it becomes this absolute truth that everybody's looking for. So it becomes, when am I going to encounter this truth? when it's always being overlooked because truth is subjective. It has nothing to do with the individual. It has nothing to do with the speaker.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with words. It has nothing to do with passed on knowledge. It's not known, right? So how can it be an opinion of somebody, some others, or someone's realization passed on? Realization even connotes that there was a process that happened. There's someone that realized
Exactly.
this,
Yes.
or even saying seeing something, you know.
Yeah.
But the words are very tricky in itself because it has to it's dualistic in nature, the words,
Yes.
right? So so really it can't really be talked about. And
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, the expression of this just becomes this boom, pow, alakazam. It's like a magic show, right? Because
Yeah.
it cannot, what cannot be expressed cannot be materialized, right? It's always invisible. It's always in experience. It's not, does not happen in time. It's not an accomplishment. It's a realization,
Beyond
recognition.
experience,
Yeah,
beyond experience,
Exactly.
beyond
yeah,
mind, beyond
yeah,
understanding. And this is
yeah,
the tricky thing here. And of course, you will try to hang on every word. If there is, you know, everything you can get, but everything is it already. It's perfection. It's perfection.
yeah.
There is,
Yes.
in a way, it's too simple, right?
Perfection for no one, but perfection for all,
For
for
all.
everything, not just
But
someone, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah,
Beautiful.
it's funny because this is not a state. This is not an accomplishment of something else. This is not
Yeah.
this is not a consequence of something which is not this already.
Yeah. And what
I
seems
mean,
to be communicated sometimes seems to be incomplete, right? So it creates illusion that there is an attainment, that there
yes,
is simply, that there's something that happened to that person, when what's
yes,
being expressed is not a happening. So when the sentence, for example, there is no one here, ends in a period, then there's an assumption that there must be something that have occurred for that character, when it's just
Exactly.
really a statement that's from the absolute. So a
yes,
complete statement would be something like this: there's simply no one, yet there is an experience of someone moving through time and
yes,
space.
exactly.
Um,
Beautiful.
and 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 that creates this non-specialness, because when there is a statement that, you know, there's no one here, period, which is a beautiful absolute statement, it creates a specialness. It
Exactly.
creates a guru to the non-person. So the person, the no one, becomes the new guru now. And
Exactly.
Yes,
listening to this message over and over again, that there's no one, there's, you know, whatever, a lot of negation becomes a practice, becomes a new
Exactly.
mantra, right? Again, there's nothing wrong or right about that. But kind of like going back to the story of me seeing my whale dead, all words are dead.
all
Because
words are there.
this, all words are dead. All language is dead. So it just elicits this ghost, you know, this phantom feelings or idea or hope, or you know, longing for something, seeking for something, but it's really seeking something that's already dead. And then when the words sink to the carcass, you know, all of when it rots and everything, what is overlooked is paradise.
Exactly.
And the
Just this.
overlooking paradise is it too.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah. Paradise overlooking paradise is paradise. Yeah. And that's what was seen here, right? Because here I was looking for that whale that was elusive and everything. When am I going to find my relief, my whale, my spirit animal and everything? And then one day I just stumbled upon it. It was dead. There was actually a bit of a bitter sweetness to that one, right? Because meaning that that's it. You know, there's nothing, no whale to look for anymore. It's dead.
Yes,
Symbolistically, of course, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the end of looking.
End of story.
End of story. Yeah.
what a
Wow.
joy.
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful, Emily. Uh,
Yeah.
and what happened there? You started to interview so many characters. Everything which was with nothing was attractive to you, right?
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
were
when
kind
is
of
this? A long time ago,
A
or?
long time ago when
Oh yeah.
I just when you popped up here, I was kind of about trying to understand the topic in English, and I
Yeah.
saw,
Oh.
wow, there are so many speakers talking about this, because it was new for me, you know, and I was in this coaching thing, if you like. And then you popped up, of course, and I simply
Yeah.
saw all those other characters. You were always involved in this. You could, because you were kind of, it was COVID, and you were kind of offering the place for them to
Yeah.
do a Zoom. And I was like wondering, why are you doing this? And, you know, not performing in a way, but what was this?
When I started, I came from the exile from that island. I went back home to my parents, and then I contacted someone, because it's really, you know what, when you don't have anyone to talk to about this. So I contacted this guy named Noel, and Noel and I, you know, became friends, and then we had an idea. I'm like, hey, why don't we have a conference, a nothing conference, so to speak, right?
Nothing
So
conference.
there was just a lot of passion and fanboying for all the great speakers out there, the eloquence and in
Like
speaking and
here
everything.
also, like here, it's also
Yeah.
playing like this. This
Yeah.
is like a fangirl, really,
Yeah.
like, but there is no authority, you know? It's kind of
Yeah.
a game,
Yeah.
but there is really no authority in this.
Yeah.
This is simply
Yeah.
no choice in this, just happens. It's just
Yeah.
joy, it causes joy. Okay, and
Yeah.
you were kind of also getting in touch, or what was it? What played out there? You simply contacted the
Yeah. I contacted some of the speakers, some of the teachers, and then we had a nothing conference, which was about for almost 4 years ago.
yeah,
Almost
exactly.
4 years ago. I can't remember. I don't have a
Yeah,
timeline.
yeah.
Um, and it was for 2 days, 12 hours each day. And there was just a lot of gladness, right? Because all of a sudden, you know, there was this whatever you might want to call it, but no one to talk to about it. I called my friend and basically said, there's, you know, I can't find Emerson. And he thought I was high on mushrooms when I called him, because, you know, so no,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
wrong or right about that. But
yeah,
um so yeah, so there was just this even as spiritual people didn't understand anymore what was seemingly occurring. There was a lot of clarity, but every time that I, you know, but it got muddied with words. So there was almost like a settling in of that, right? And there was just this beautiful expression, just being behind the scenes. I love being behind the scenes,
yeah,
right?
beautiful.
Even when I interviewed you last month, right?
Yeah.
I missed that somehow, right? And I just really wanted to share the audience now that the channel has grown, seemingly. I wanted to share it to people, you know what I'm saying, so that they can have an audience too, or you know, share the audience basically.
Okay, okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, wait, Emmeline, there was this what did you call this? This kind of what did you say? You kind of interviewed, you did those conferences and was
yeah.
kind of settling. This is interesting. This is kind of a
Not really like settling, but more of
how can we describe
uh,
this?
more of a just you know, there was no intention to speak.
Yeah,
I actually got interviewed by someone, and I said, I'm not going to speak. Never. You know what I'm saying?
never.
Never. No, 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 that's not going to happen. They're like, why don't you start speaking? I'm like, no, 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 no. And then you know, and I just hosted speaker after speaker. And then one day, one of the speaker got sick. This character was getting sick a lot or whatever, and had a Friday Zoom every Friday and could not make it. It was a last minute. I can't really remember, but it was last minute. And then since I was always in the breakout rooms of all of the speakers before, you know, and people would say like, hey, Emerson, you should speak. And you know, 10 minutes into it, I'm like, I guess I have no choice because the speaker could not make it, right? So I started speaking. And then one and this is just funny, right? One of the attendees said, that was the best talk ever. Why don't you do it again? So that's what happened
Yeah,
over and over and over
beautiful,
again. Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, no intention. It was almost accidental, right? No,
Yeah,
no ambition, no, just happy being
yeah,
behind the scenes. And somehow, you know what, it was like doing something that you've always loved to do, but you never know when you did it. If you know what I mean, it's like being at home with what you're saying, and there was no I was thrown off, quite fast, right? So I didn't even have time to be nervous.
Yeah,
It
beautiful,
was just like,
beautiful.
it was
I,
just, and then the next
beautiful.
week, and people started saying, when are you going to have the next talk? I'm like, I guess I'm going to have it every Friday now, because that's the slot, and I was trying to maintain that non-duality live channel.
Yeah.
And then for some odd reason, there was not much interest in interviewing. So speaking took over. And then I was still working in an office job at that time. And I asked for, luckily, my boss at that time was a fan of non-duality.
Oh, really?
So basically, yeah.
Wow.
He still comes to the meeting once in a while, right? Or
awesome.
yeah. So he basically gave me a 3 months off and then 6 months off. So I gave up a really good job for
what
the
was
speaking.
It with media?
It was office job, corporate job, basically.
Okay.
With yeah.
Okay. Well, this is crazy that you was in touch with non-duality. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I know the story, of course, and then it was like never coming back, and it was impossible to come back because so much time passed, And
yeah, all of a sudden it's like a year, a year happened. So
what is time?
What is time? In March is going to be the second year.
And wow,
Yeah.
this is an unbelievable, Alexander already said, an unbelievable performance there. And the whole time, like, does this boy also sleeps or something like this, relaxes, maybe eating? Well, you're always talking that you're biking and walking with Bella shit, and this time, okay, but then because this is high performance there, this is so beautiful, also with the newbies, I would, come on, what's next, what is this with the newbies? This is a whole.
Someone shared my my video to an ashram.
The wow one, right? The cool artistic thing, which wow, yeah.
And one video basically went viral. It got shared by someone, and then there were people that emailed me. Some people had glimpses, they didn't understand it, but because I think it reached like 20,000 views and everything, so I got like about 100 email or a couple of hundred emails, and I was responding them. And I decided that since they're so brand new to this, they don't even know what non-duality is, or they don't even know what a glimpse is. One of the first meeting, there was non-duality policing, right? So they were so confused. So there was this, someone would be speaking, and someone would say, "There's no I." and they didn't understand that. So what I did is I have one regular meeting, which is the oldies, people that have been, which I love very much. It's
I love your shows. I'm the oldie.
The oldies.
4 years ago, I would have been the newbie, emulation.
Yeah. So the newbie have no idea, what thing is, and then another group, and it got sent to another group that was like an ashram, and then one of the characters seemingly had a, what do you call it, falling away. We did a one-on-one, and then another person from the same group had a one-on-one, and also, so they went back to their ashram and said that there's this guy named Emerson. So and they arranged kind of like a newbie meeting. So there's two new.
There is this guy Emerson who is killing you softly.
Killing you softly with this song. Killing
I love
softly.
And can sing as God. Cool, but continue, please continue. So and then the second guy, okay, and then
so this second group, the second newbie group, came from an ashram, and
yeah, so close to you, or where is this ashram? Is this there in
I
where
can't
you
disclose.
live?
That's why we wanted to keep it a privacy. But it's in Canada.
It's not I don't know,
it's
where
in Canada.
India. Okay.
No. This is in Canada. There's a lot of groups here.
Okay,
and also from people that used to listen to me when I was a teacher. So they go to this because they still have that spiritual backgrounds, and the questions are about karma, reincarnation, about gunas, about
Well, I'm very bad in this.
Bhakti.
I have no fucking clue. I'm really bad.
I think Sander knows Bhakti, you know,
Yeah,
Jnana.
Bhakti, three gunyas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
it's about
samsara.
Santosha, all of the Sanskrit words, right? So it's like completely it's like an alternate universe, you know, saying, with seekers that are still in the system of spirituality.
Wow.
So I started releasing some of the intros now, right? I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
my newsletter.
in your email.
Yeah.
I got them and I was like, the background is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a moving background.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
the intros in these meetings are short, like 3 minutes, 2 minutes,
Beautiful.
because there's 100 people, right? So I'd rather have the
100
questions.
people.
Yeah, it's 100 people. So
Okay.
it's like it's one after the other, right? So it's like boom, 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 boom. And that's why when I do all these meetings, I'm like, oh, I love this, so relaxed, right? I can do the intro for 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, right?
The intros are, oh gosh, I love them. And when you expanded them, you know, this was so beautiful. Maria just said you wanted to start, you're like always saying, please interrupt me, otherwise I will keep on talking.
Yeah.
And Maria was just like, I love her, by the way, she was just like, go on, you know, and you simply went on, and this thing went like, oh my gosh, I was like, everyone which was there was like the same. Beautiful.
So my intro for the newbies and the oldies are the same. Basically, there's no difference in what I'm saying. It's just that there is meeting where characters are at, right? Meeting them where at, and especially, you know what, when you don't want to be dogmatic and they don't understand a lot of concepts that's being thrown at them. For them, the concept is still spiritual. Non-duality is a concept also. So that clashing creates this disorientation. So it's just
give me an
so
example. Emeline, give me an example that I can follow. Give me an example with a newbie, his way of seeing this, and then what's coming there.
You know, I've been practicing meditation for a long time. Should I drop it?
Okay.
So if there is a radical non-duality police, they're like, there's no one to drop the meditation. Is it so?
Okay.
So,
boom.
So there's a lot of, you know, which
this
is
Rosa.
Very
boom.
Yeah. So the meeting where that would be like, you know what, there's no one choosing to do that or not. So meditation happens. So what? Meditation doesn't happen. So what? Right? So it's not a negation. It's not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? And if it makes the dream feel wonderful and relaxed, why not?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
What's wrong with it?
I really, yes, exactly. You know this.
And so, how is the reaction there from the newbies?
Oh, beautiful! Because it's been about 4 months, you know, 6 months or something. I can't remember how long.
Okay.
But it's always packed. I have actually 2 newbie meetings now, right? So one Friday, one Saturday. So a lot of people are coming from ashrams, monasteries, leaving cults, so they can relate to what each other and everything. And there's more gentleness, you know, with because it doesn't really matter, because it's all just an appearance. And and
when the emptiness, when of the reason
one of the reasons I saw that is one of the characters, a couple of the characters went to see one of the speakers, and they felt really horrible. I'm like, that's also it. That's also it, right?
Well, what do you mean? They wanted to what?
They didn't understand what a no-me is, or didn't understand what contracted energy is, right?
So
they think that they have to learn something again. I'm like, oh no, they're going to learn that there is something wrong with them or whatever. So one side is looking for the true nature. The opposite side is looking for the
no-me.
To be same shit.
Yeah, it all seems to be objectified also, you know, then and there's already that's just simply happening. There's no one doing that already, making it to something which you can get. How can I get there? No me.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the same, seeking different stories.
Yes, exactly.
Totally.
But it's all stories. It's all stories,
all
right?
Stories. And it doesn't matter meditation or no meditation or whatever, you know. Teaching, no teachings is just.
And some of these characters are still in love with their guru, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Listening to you,
still,
resonating very much with you and still in love with the gurus.
There's a Stockholm syndrome, right? So
What?
even people, Stockholm syndrome.
What is this?
Stockholm
Sweden,
syndrome
right?
is when you still loved your captor.
Okay.
You know, this is a nice story actually, because this Stockholm syndrome came because there was a guy robbing a bank in Stockholm.
Yeah.
And he took people, you know, like prisoners.
Yeah.
You know, and then they get attached to this guy, you know, and that's the
They
Stockholm
became their
syndrome.
friend. They trusted
What?
him.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if after he was robbing the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
Stockholm. But I mean, you know, loving gurus or not, you know, there's
Yeah.
no escape. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with loving a guru. It's just
No,
simply
no, it's just what is
happens.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's, and that's what I mean. That's why that I don't post it publicly. I post the intros now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Emeline. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I'll start posting them. There's more. There's more.
I
The
guess so.
first one that I did that I can't find was like a 45-minute for me just talking, just explaining what this is. I'll try to find that one. That's a long one.
Yeah.
It's like
Try
40
to
minutes
find this.
because they have no
And
idea
what
what
is
it is.
this?
What's that?
Emmy, what is this? 45 minutes explaining what this is. Well, this is
Yeah. It
explaining
was
what
just
this
almost covering just the story of what happened to this character. It was a lot more stories than how I because they're so confused, right? Because they're like, how come we resonate with what you're saying? It's quick to correct them. For example, someone will say that, Emerson, you're glowing, because they're coming from the and they're like, how come I feel that when I see you, you're glowing? And I'm like, because you have an indoctrination that there's enlightened people. So it's quick to cut them that there's no one special here.
Yeah,
And someone said that, but when I see an enlightened person, I'm like, well, back in the days when I was 15, 16, I saw Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson was glowing like a saint to me, and everybody was fainting. What's the difference in that?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Or so to me, when I was 15, that was my enlightened being. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I was also Michael. Michael was maybe the only one I was looking up to.
Yeah.
I love the music, the voice, everything. I was kind of playbacking him singing. And then I also went in Germany on a live concert. And I was quite, it was like, wow, exactly as you said. And then it kind of wasn't anymore.
Yeah. And again, if you look at it, it's very similar, right? I was parroting Michael Jackson. I tried to dance like him. I was breakdancing. I was moonwalking. I was singing like him. And
by the way, you
parroting.
have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
But you also explained it because the family background, your father, you grew up with music and and
my dad used to work for the Senate. He was the chief accountant for the Senate. So he would go out with the senators. They would come back drunk, and they would wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, the senators and my dad. And they're like, can you play this song called My Way by Frank Sinatra? So, so I played the piano, little kid.
Oh, beautiful.
So I was a piano player for my dad and his drunken antics.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I would say you are really an artist, also musician. Totally. I bet you once sent me this picture, epic thing, so beautiful on the piano, like you're, wow, art. And the DJ stuff is also kind of a profession, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's cool. Even, of course, I know those rave things. And when I was younger, I was joining some in Germany. Because I was playing professionally tennis and moved from Bulgaria to Germany, I kind of skipped the puberty, So it was less of partying. But later on, I joined some. And there was those discotheques and things. But the way you kind of perform now the non-duality, let's call it non-duality. It's even not non-duality, It's kind of so.
It's like remixing air.
Yeah.
It's like DJing. Yeah.
Totally.
Because you're using words that does not really, cannot really express it. So it's like a remixed version of it. It's like DJing.
I can
something.
really imagine how you're DJing there, because I
Yeah.
know you like performing Emmy and
Yeah.
non-duality, nothing blah. And I can really sense how you are on stage or not on stage while
Yeah.
DJing, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very, maybe very intense, and yeah, there is
Yeah.
no Emmy there.
Well, all non-duality speakers are basically performance artists, right?
Yeah.
If you look at it, right? It's this performative expression of something that cannot be expressed, right? So it's like interpretive dancing, right? But with talking.
Actually, everything is kind of an expression, you know,
It is,
live,
yeah.
full on,
Yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
how, in a
Yeah.
painting, poem.
Hmm.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow. Zanderlintje, what's popping up there?
Well, not much. Just listening, you know, and well, yeah, you know what to say. There's not much to say. I just enjoy the conversation there, and there's just joy. That's it.
All right.
Totally,
Oh, yeah.
totally. So
Uh,
Emmy, do the newbies have? Oh, Zanderlintje, sorry, I'm so unpolite. Please go
no,
on.
no, 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 no. It's okay. No, go on, go on. I just
Okay, I'm curious because of the newbies. Do they have a drive, an impulse? Do they kind of guide you into a direction that, because is there in a development kind of that they are, you
Well, you
know?
know what I really enjoy about speaking about this is that I usually lose half of the audience always over and over again, meaning that, when there is sincerity and clarity in what's being
Yeah.
spoken about, you would hope that the seekers would stop coming, at least half of them. And if they come
beautiful.
back and they're just there to listen, just to have fun, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter too,
yeah, yeah.
right? But when I usually see someone that is neurotically seeking, I
Mm,
usually reach out to them and say, hey, do you want to speak, and everything, that
yeah.
kind of thing. So the hopes is that, that there's a turnaround, a turnover, so to speak, right? So kind of like, I did a 5-day thing, and then half of the people, basically said that that was the end of the seeking,
Yeah.
because it
It's kind
exhausts
of
the seeker, right? Yeah,
exhausting the seeker.
the
In
seeker.
this,
Yeah,
I was not able to join everything, but I joined a bit. In this
yeah,
bit was enough to feel what you said. It's kind of exhausting it.
exhausting
There
the
is
seeker. Yeah,
nothing left there, because it's,
yeah,
it's so
yeah,
and this is the DJ part there.
yeah,
DJing until
yeah.
you drop, in a way, you
That's
know?
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
till you drop, and that's what it is, right? There's no intention here to keep, people from suffering, right? There is in the story, anyways, right? There is gladness when people actually leave the seeking, and they send me a letter that, hey, Emerson, thank you, I'm unsubscribing now. It's like, hooray. um
Why? This is so
yeah,
beautiful. Just
it's so beautiful.
no,
It's so
why
beautiful.
unsubscribing? I mean, come on, this is so beautiful. Seeing your performances,
Oh,
everything.
no, because I, you know what, because there's no need anymore, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, of
saying?
course.
Yeah,
But okay,
And then
here
there's
this
going,
plays out. Yeah,
yeah,
can
yeah,
easily become the next thing, you know,
yeah,
joining meetings, you know, instead of going to a
yeah,
group, it can just be
yeah,
the next thing.
yeah. So
Going to
there's,
Emmy, going to Emmy, going to Emmy, and it can be
yeah,
fun, but it can
and
also
it's
be
fun
something.
if, and it's fun, you notice that some people like hanging out, but sorry,
yeah,
Sander, yeah,
yeah.
Oh, but I understand what Emerson is pointing to. I
yeah,
mean, you know, it can be easily. This can also become the next thing. You know, the next
yeah.
Parrot.
thing with
I want to
keeps
be able to walk
yeah.
the talk and basically say, stop. You know what I'm saying? Although there's no one stopping, right? If this is becoming your practice, if this is becoming your place of what do you call it? Place of maintaining the
Mm,
seeking or maintaining the suffering, right? There's nothing to get here. And
mm.
I think I did it one of the meeting. People are like, "Whoa, Emerson, why are you telling people to go?" I'm like, there's no one choosing to do anything. But at the same time, in the story, if it's being used as a crutch, if it's um,
Yes.
you're, and let's just be honest, right? Every speaker, everyone is in this business of suffering. It's either you alleviate it or you maintain it.
Mm.
So maintaining it is just repeating the same dogmatic thing over and over again. And then, alleviating it is saying that it's already the case. It already is. There's nothing to figure out. It's this already. And just being completely sincere and honest, and not repeating someone's words over and over again, because it just creates this special idea, I'm saying, that there's someone that is special there because there's no one there. How do I get there? So the speaker now becomes a gatekeeper rather than a welcoming committee saying it's already the case. So this speaker is a welcoming cheerleader saying it's already that.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. But Emmy, here is always seen, no matter what's happening, apparently happening, this is perfection already. Like,
no matter what, no matter whatever.
Well, and there is really when seeing now teachers, spiritual teachers, and also like watching Rosa's story, such a perfection. It's what it is. Resonating with a spiritual teacher or not, a loving Emmy or not. It is what it is. No difference at all. Perfection. Already booming perfection. And this is so I love it. Zonderlientje, do you have something which is popping up?
No.
No.
No. No. Not having words is it too.
Yeah, of course. This is
not
beautiful.
having words is it too. Sometimes there's things popping up, and now no, nothing is popping up. Just watching and listening. Just this. I mean, this is it. This is it. No matter what. Even saying this is it, is it already?
Totally. Here's popping a lot up. Like, you guys, you did those beautiful talk with the doggies, the wisdom of the doggies.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Because of the algorithm, Eckhart Tolle popped up 1 week later, or I don't know, exactly with the same title, The Wisdom of the Dogs. And I was like, wow.
There was no plans actually. Somehow, with my talk with Sander, I don't know what to talk about because there's really nothing to talk about. So I asked him about the dogs.
Yeah, of course.
But this is it, and making this assumption that Eckhart Tolle maybe have watched this and tried to do a copycat.
Of course he did it. Of course he copied it.
But these assumptions just arise, Well, you just see it and you just copy it. But yeah, it was just a beautiful talk about dogs. What is there to say, Dog.
Beautiful. You guys really pointed this so beautiful, so beautiful out. This wisdom with the doggies. I loved it. I loved it. Beautiful.
Yeah, and you know what? Because there is no authority to the message, there's no author to it. There is no one that can claim it. Anything can be talked about because there's really, to assert that you can talk about stories, you can talk about concepts, you can talk about whatever. Then it creates the message as an ownership. It creates as someone's in the know. It creates a bullying of someone that's not talking the same. So it creates this language that is dead, really. It doesn't really matter. So if we talk about dogs and rainbows and whatever, it doesn't matter because it's the same.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, beautiful. Everything is it. So beautiful. Emmy, I would love here, let's finish the show here slightly.
Yeah, sure.
Would you please kind of do a introduction, but on the end in a way?
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
So all of the seeming words that has come and gone in this empty ordinariness that is unknowable, that seems to appear as three characters seemingly having different conversations. But when what's really occurring is just this isness that is seemingly interconnected. Not the thoughts, not the words, not the language, but the isness of everything, the aliveness, the completeness, the seeming perfection that booms in every word, the seeming infiniteness that pows in every movement. It cannot really be talked about. It's all going in circles, but there's really nothing in the center. At the end of it all, there's just this seeming ordinariness just flowing through everything. And the specialness seems to drop because that's just a story. Even ordinariness is a story for that matter. So all in all that there is this, and this cannot be talked about. That's
Boom. It. Oh, wow. I love it. So beautiful. Emmy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Without the center, this is so beautiful, you know.
Yeah. It's just, And again, it's just words that are not really necessary as well, right? Because, but yet you can only, it's almost like there is poetry that appears because it cannot really be talked about, right? So
hey, by the way, with your poetry, now I have to improve my English because you're using so beautiful words. I don't know them. I now have to pick up the dick and check it out. You're challenging me.
It just I'll after the recording I'll talk to you about it. Just a second.
Okay. Good. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. And we stay in touch. Mwah. Love you. Bye-bye.
Emerson.